For today's passage, let's turn our focus to 2 Samuel chapter 8, verse 6 and verse 15. In verse 6, then David put garrisons in Aram of Damascus. And in verse 15, David administered justice and righteousness. If you notice from 2 Samuel chapter 7, God gives David a powerful promise: I will establish your kingdom. But as we enter into the chapter 8, we don't see rest. We see battles. We observe the king Hadadezer approaching, and the king Hadadezer wanted to expand his power and challenge David. And David goes out to face him and defeats him, and not only him but also the surrounding enemies. And through this battle, God gave David the victory, and his kingdom became established with strength and order. And this teaches something important. Yes, David had a promise from God, but still he had to fight. He has to lead, and he has to stay faithful for the promise that God gave to him. And like David, we may face challenges, but when we stay faithful and trust God, He enables us to overcome problems and bring success in His time. What are we learning from this chapter? Yes, God is building you through the battle. We will look at the two key verses and apply some practical lessons to our lives. In 2 Samuel chapter 8 verse 6, then David put garrisons in Aram of Damascus. And in verse 15, David administered justice and righteousness. Firstly, David established control. And secondly, and more importantly, he administered justice and righteousness. If you notice from verse 6, David did not just win the battle, but he established control. How did he do that? By placing garrison. A garrison is a group of soldiers that placed in a region to maintain control and to avoid or to prevent future rebellion. In relationship, many people solve the issue once, but they don't fix the pattern. Since you don't fix the pattern, the same conflicts come back again. And David put garrison here. It means he placed soldiers to prevent the future rebellion. And in relationship, your garrisons may be your honest communication, your clear expectation, your regular conversation among yourself. That will fix the issue. We always try to fix the moment, fix the problem at that particular moment, but we don't fix the pattern of the problem. Don't understand the root cause of the problem. And in this instance, David dealt with this challenge very early, before they grow something harder to manage. And this principle can apply sometimes in our work, in our relationship, or in our personal habits. The small problems don't stay small if it is ignored. Just like a seed can become a tree, a small issue, a small attitude, or a habit, a compromise can grow something much harder to deal with. Please don't give a problem a space to grow. Sometimes, as small as tension in your family can quietly grow into something heavy. A simple misunderstanding, a tone of voice, an issue that left unresolved. And what started small begins to affect the whole atmosphere of your family. When a disagreement is not properly resolved, it does not disappear. It stays inside and it grows into bitterness. When someone is hurted repeatedly in small ways and nothing is done on that, they slowly pull away emotionally. And that's why Jesus Christ taught something very practical in Matthew chapter 5 verse 23 and 24. If there is an issue between you and someone, don't delay. Go and make it right. Not later, not when it is feel easier. Now, before it grows. Small issues are very easier to fix when they are fresh. Before harsh words piles up, before silence builds wall, before pain goes deep. But if it's left too long, it takes more pain, it takes more effort, and it takes more time to heal. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 26 gives a strong warning. Give no place to the devil. Don't let your spirit become hardened. Don't let your heart grow dull in difficult seasons. Keep your conscience sensitive. Be quick to forgive. Be quick to listen. And be willing to restore. Start with one step, a conversation, a soft word, a decision to listen instead of react. God is not just taking you through battles. He is building you through them. Because healing does not always begins with perfection, it begins with a willingful heart. What you deal early can be quickly healed. But if you don't have the willingful heart to resolve a matter, it grow deeply. It frustrate or it harden your spirit. In verse 15, David administered justice and righteousness to all his people. What is justice? Which means doing what is fair and right. And righteousness is doing what is morally right and sincere. David did not just rule with power, but he treated people fairly, wisely, and with integrity. When there is a conflict between two people, the problem is usually this: one wants to win, and other one wants to be right. And what happens? Finally, both feel hurt. But this verse teaches something different: justice and righteousness. Not only seeing your side, but understands the other person's side, the other person's feeling. Treat other person with dignity. David ruled all the people, not just favorites. He shown justice and righteousness to all people in his land. In relationship, please don't show partiality. Don't ignore other person's feeling. Speak the truth with right heart. This is what righteousness does. Being honest and with justice. Being honest and being kind to one another. Don't just win the battle to establish control. That's not correct. If you notice from these verses, verse 15 emphasizes, yes, we need to establish control so that we don't fall into the repeated cycle of the same pattern of sin or same pattern of the conflict. But at the same time, your control should be with justice and with righteousness. Don't establish control through anger. Don't establish control through silence. Rather, through fairness, understanding and right attitude, so that you can avoid repeated conflicts. Don't fix the issue, fix the pattern.